Watching and waiting. Hi, Dean Jenkins with FollowMeTrades.com, and this is the market update for the week coming up of March 20th, 2007. And I say watching and waiting because it's really hard to predict what's going to happen in a market like this. And you can see over the last couple of weeks, the market has consolidated, gone pretty much sideways. Last Wednesday, the Fed announcement about interest rates came out, and there was a bit of a move up that day, but you can see it pulled back the next couple of days. There wasn't any real follow through on that. There was no new highs put in the market. We're looking at the S&P 500 daily chart here. And so it's been going a little bit sideways, and I think uh, people are watching and waiting for something. Now, this coming week, what's going to happen, it's really hard to predict. There's not a lot of planned economic reports coming out. Early in the week, there's really nothing, and then later in the week, we have a housing report and then the jobless claims report coming out. But I don't think those are going to be big market-moving reports. What everybody's looking for is really what's coming out of the White House, what's going to happen in Congress with the proposed health care, the Obamacare replacement, repeal and replace. What's that actually going to look like? What's it going to morph into? What's going to be approved? How's it going to be implemented? And any other kind of breaking news that comes out. So I like that term, watching and waiting. Here's a pretty good article I was looking at from the Financial Times. And this is interesting. The headline here is Record-Breaking 2017 for ETFs fuels fears of a stock market bubble. So I think there is concern about a bubble and a correction coming. The trend is clearly up right now. We don't have evidence or proof of it turning down, but there is fear that it will. And we know from history that all bull markets eventually do correct. So I say watching and waiting. Picture of this guy here is pretty good image of watching and waiting. Here's a great chart to make the point about the influx of capital. So this is for the first two months of last several years, and this is the amount of investor inflows into ETFs, and you can see it's just off the chart this year. A ton of people pouring money into index ETFs, and this is reminiscent of the dot-com bubble and the fact that right at the end, people who've been watching it go up and up and up finally started getting in a big way right before it popped. So similar behavior coming here into index ETFs, quite an influx of cash. So does that mean that a bubble burst, a correction is imminent? No, it doesn't mean that. And we'll be able to see that. There'll be a dramatic move down when it happens, but it'll be very clear. We'll see a pattern of when a major correction is going to start, and we'll be trading it, and I'll be giving that information. And when I think it's happened, I will publish that. And for the last several corrections, we've been absolutely right about that. Meanwhile, I'm not trying to trade the indexes right now because we're watching and waiting, but there are individual stocks out there and individual market sectors that are doing very well. And that's where we're trading, that's where we're making some good profits. But for the broad market, we just have to watch, we just have to wait, and we'll have a signal, we'll have indications of when a new direction has begun, and there'll be some great trading there. So we continue to wait and watch. Meanwhile, let's take a look at gold and oil as always. So this is a daily chart of the gold futures contract, and it looks like the next move up on gold has started. We need some final confirmation that I'd like to see this oscillator turn positive. I'd like to see it open a couple more bars up next week. If it does, we got a pretty nice target zone up here at 1282 to 1334 for this next move up on gold. There'll be some great trades there. So we'll be watching that really, really close. So gold's getting ready to make its next move is what it really looks like right now. That's going to be fun. Oil, of course, over the last week and a half made some really, really sharp moves down. Had a big impulsive move down, a correction to that, and it looks like it's going to continue to head down. So we're looking for new lows in oil, and this may be tradable really, really soon here. So we might be looking at some short trades on oil-related instruments. USO is a great instrument to trade oil with. It's an oil ETF. So if you're looking for a trade, that might be a good one. Well, that's it for this week. We watch, we wait. Gold looks like it's going up. Oil looks like it's going down, and we're just waiting on the indexes. Wish I had a better crystal ball, but we don't need a crystal ball. We don't need to guess. When the market's going to do something, it'll tell us, and we'll have time to get in there and to trade it. So be really careful Trade safe, use risk control, keep your winners big and your losers small, and we'll catch you on the next update. Thanks.